there, and welcome back. My name is Ian Simon. This is Natural Farming, Florida. It's a beautiful day in February 2024. I am going to talk about Jadam Microbial Solution today. So this stuff transformed my garden and has made all of my plants thrive. The principle behind it is that you are culturing microorganisms and then drenching garden soil with it so that they proliferate in the garden and make nutrients available to your plants. And the best way to use it is to prepare the ground ahead of time. Like Garden Like a Viking is a great channel to follow in this regard, especially if you're up north. He does this even in a cold climate, but he will prepare the ground by applying JMS, Jadam Microbial Solution, 5 times, like once every 2 or 3 weeks. And then once that's done, when you do your planting, the plants thrive. I don't always have time for that type of preparation, so I make JMS regularly and just apply it to my garden, and there's a noticeable difference the next day how well everything is doing. The thing I love about it is you can use kitchen waste to make it. You don't have to do anything fancy, there's no electricity involved. So what you do is you fill a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket with water, and take a paint strainer, and I'll show a picture of all the things I'm using here. You can use a cotton t-shirt instead of a paint strainer. You just use that, you place that in the bucket like a net to catch things. And the real secret to it is this stuff right here. So I have soil from the garden, leaf mold, and it's not completely composted, but you can see the white mycelium on it, and decomposing mulch right there. And the main idea is you want something that has microorganisms in it. So you place one of these things in there, you do the best you can. I like using my own garden soil so that I'm proliferating microorganisms local to me, but if you have to go to a forest to get leaf mold, do that. You get it, you put a handful in the 5-gallon bucket, and then you need a starch, something to feed it, and a lot of people use boiled potato, but I like to eat my potatoes, especially if they're still boil worthy. I don't want to use them for this. I have found overripe banana works really well. Now you can use a regular banana that you would still eat, but I prefer to only use stuff that I'm not going to eat. So I wait till I have like 2 or 3 of these lying around, and you'll see in the video, I smash them up in the bucket with the leaf mold, and that will feed it. Now, the best practice is to also add a natural salt, not iodized salt, but like pink Himalayan salt to the bucket. I wouldn't use kosher salt, it's too expensive and better for food. But the pink Himalayan salt, about a heaping tablespoon. I used to measure out 20 grams, now I just do a heaping tablespoon. The salt is okay, but it feeds the microbes also. The beautiful thing about this process is you don't have to be any kind of like scientist to figure it out. When you look in the video and the pictures I show you, you'll see over time, as this stuff sits in the bucket, a foam and bubbles build up at the surface, showing you that microorganisms are living in there. And there's a point where it reaches peak, where the foam is all at the top, and there's a point where you can see the microorganisms die when all that foam starts to recede towards the center of the bucket. Again, Garden Like a Viking has a great video with pictures on this and how to do it when it's cold, because frankly it works better in the heat. That's why I showed you my temperature range. In the summertime in Florida, I can make this in like 8 hours, 10 hours. If I make it in the morning on a 90-degree day, it'll be ready before I'm ready to make dinner, and I can water the garden with it. It works very well in conjunction with Jadam liquid fertilizers. So I suggest trying this out in one spot in your garden or on a particular plant and see how it does for you. I really like it. It's also my favorite way to use inedible bananas, inedible sweet potatoes, and inedible potatoes, because even when they're rotten, they still have the starch. I'll use them. If you don't like the method where I smash the bananas with my hands, just put the salt, the banana, and some water in a blender, blend it up, and pour it in the bucket. So now I'm going to show you my process. Thank you very much.
JMS and JLF, and now.